All right, so I know I said I was going to talk about beginner books, guys. So the first book that I would really recommend if you're going to get just one book, if you're on a budget right now, is this one, Astrology for Yourself, okay? And it's here by, let's see, I know Demetra George, because she writes a lot of things, especially about asteroids. We can talk about those later. And Douglas, I think it said Block, but it's called Astrology for Yourself. And it's a workbook, okay? So that you can do your own chart, okay? And that you can start to understand, how things work. And that way you'll always have this handy when you're looking up things, and you'll know where your placements are and all that good stuff. One thing I want to say though, do not get online and go to Cafe Astrology. I have nothing against Cafe Astrology and other astrological sites, but their ephemeris, which is a fancy way of saying how you calculate the planets, rising signs, all that important stuff that we're going to get into later, is wrong, okay? There's only one site that I found that I've checked the math on that's right, and it's called astro.com. Now, the reason it's not very popular is because it's not going to spit out a bunch of random information at you like the software on, say, Cafe Astrology will. But their ephemeris is right, so you will get the right information that you need to actually do a birth chart. And I'm not affiliated with them. I don't pay them any money for anything, but they have an accurate ephemeris, and that's astro.com, okay? So Astrology for Yourself, if you have the money for one book, get this one. You really need it new too, because you're going to be writing in it, and I do recommend writing in pencil, okay? The other beginner book, if you have time and money for, Stephen Forrest. Guys, this astrologer, he is amazing. He does something called Evolutionary Astrology, where, you might look at your chart and go, oh man, I have this placement, in a certain spot, and I feel like, I'm doomed to whatever. No, you're not. And he does something called Evolutionary Astrology, which talks a lot about free will. And not only that, he talks you through the signs, the basics of the planets, and he's a very good writer. And I know this book looks a little thick, but really you can finish this in about 3 or 4 hours. Okay, and he's a great writer, so it's fun to read. Now, another writer who's really fun to read, Caroline W. Casey. Now, I know this book is out of print, but I did find it, as far as I know, it's out of print, but I did find a copy at my local used bookstore. It's called Making the Gods Work for You. And she introduces the planets like they're people. And so you can see, well, if Mars was a person, what would Mars be like? If Jupiter was a person, what would Jupiter be like? And her style is very accessible, just like Stephen Forrest's. So it's another great beginner book. So if you see it on the shelf somewhere, please, by all means, pick it up. I think you'll find it very interesting. With that being said, these are the beginner books that I recommend. If you have others, please feel free to share them. If you have questions about any of these books, please feel free to ask. Thank you.